and then you can respect your location with mute on. You can follow that. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya
Radha Madhava
Madhava Kunja
Kunja Bihari
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari
Jaya
Gopi
Gopi
Jana
Jana
Vallabha
Vallabha
Girivaradari
Girivaradhari
Yashodanandana Vrajana Ranjanam Yashodanandana Vrajana Ranjanam Yamunatira Manachari Yamunatira Manachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Jaya Gopi
Jana
Jana
Vallabha Girivaradhari
Girivaradhari
Yashodanandana Vrajana Ranjanam Yashodanandana
Shodanandana
Vrajana Ranjanam
Vrajana
Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vrajana Ranjanam Yashodanandana Vrajana Ranjanam Yamunatira Manachari Yamunatira Manachari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Hare Hare Radha Hare Rama Jaya Radha Hare Radha Hare Jaya Kandari Hare Jaya Lakshmi
Prabhupada
Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada
Jai Prabhupada.
Okay. So let's seek the blessings of Founder Acharya International Society for Krishna Consciousness, Srila Prabhupada. By his blessings and mercy, we have reached so far, starting in August, and we are almost end of the December. So more than 4 months, all serious student, dedicated students, all of you are so nice to see all of you here. It's all possible because of the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. As we discussed in the story of Damodar pastime, where Mother Yashoda was trying to bind Krishna. She was putting her endeavor, but it was not possible without the mercy of Krishna. So similarly, we may put lot of endeavor, but we need Krishna's mercy. And Krishna's mercy come through the devotees of Krishna. So let's seek the blessings of His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नीति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादे पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Very less participant today, 16. From 3 digit to 2 digit, and we are close to the single digit. So we'll today, Srila Prabhupada has written an introduction, and we'll get the quick summary of that introduction today. So the agenda is like this. Last week, Chidanandan Prabhu had asked question in what shlokas or verses Arjuna was actually got confused, or Krishna had given not a equivocal instruction, which because of which Arjuna was confused or bewildered. So we will see that. I hope Chidanandan Prabhu is here today. Okay, he's not here. And then we'll discuss the summary of introduction Prabhupada has written before he gave his commentary or the purport. Before that, he has written the introduction. It's a 31 pages introduction. But today we will just get the quick glimpse of that. And then we will, today, I hope all of you had answered the questionnaires. How many of you have answered the questionnaires?
I answered, Prabhuji. Shobha.
Okay. Vishwarup Prabhu, I apologize. I saw your message feedback that the audio was very low and your message was ignored. I apologize for that. But that is the best I can do, though it was audible for other devotees. How is that, Prabhu? Vishwarup Prabhu, is that okay? Hare Krishna.
Hello.
Yes, Vishwarup Prabhu, is that okay, or its audio is very low?
Prabhuji, I have been complaining about audio low in all the sessions.
Hare Krishna. How is that today? Is it better? Because
I just made a request to use a microphone.
Yeah, I don't have microphone at this point of
audio. If audio is low at some high at some other place, they can reduce it. But I am using
but I don't have the microphone with me, Prabhu. So I don't.
I understand that. I understand that. I understand that. I have been requesting Mr. Harikesh, Prabhuji, Harikesh Kesto, also.
I
But
apologize. I apologize for that, Prabhu. Because of that,
actually,
hear properly. Please, I hope you will forgive us for because somehow that once or twice you told me, and when I checked with the other devotees, they said it is good. So that is where I couldn't actually proceed on that to see whether there is any other options. So probably because after all we are also not perfect human beings, we are also imperfection. So I hope you don't mind and you'll forgive us for this mistake. Okay, so we'll move on to then we will have Shraddhavan. I hope you all have answered the question raised today. Hare Krishna. Yes, Sandhya Mataji, thank you. Shobha Mataji, thank you. Amitesh Singh Prabhu, thank you very much. So with that, we'll go to Shraddhavan. Please, it's a commitment, and this commitment is not very big commitment. And I tell you that when we take commitment, Krishna actually helps us. I will do by today night. So Lata Mataji, please send it to before 8 o'clock. If it's just because your few question answers, but you take the commitment today, and then after the commitment, after the class, you please send the question answer. It's very simple, and I hope it won't take much time. And then what would happen from next week onwards? So we have divided into two groups, and with that two groups, we will go forward in a much detailed study of Bhagavad Gita. So with that, we'll start that. Okay, so there was a question from Arjuna, and on that question, Chidanandan Prabhu had a question. So he said that which slokas Arjuna was getting confused, the bi-vocal instruction given by Lord Sri Krishna. And so I thought, okay, it would be better that I would quote those sloka here. And so first sloka was 4.39, where Krishna is asking or instructing Arjuna that a faithful man who is dedicated to the transcendental knowledge, that is a Gyan, and who subdues his senses is eligible to achieve such knowledge, and having achieved it quickly attains the supreme spiritual peace. So here Krishna is asking that you can achieve the peace through the transcendental knowledge. And Arjuna's question was that how can he renounce, and at the same time, how can he work in a devotion? That is where the question that he had asked. And in a next or couple of slokas later, again Lord Krishna says, one who acts in a devotional service, renouncing the fruits. So here Krishna is asking Arjuna to renounce his fruits of his action, and whose doubts have been destroyed by the transcendental knowledge, is situated factually in the self. Thus, he is not bound by the reaction of work, O conqueror of riches, Dhananjaya. And in the next sloka, which is a 4.42 BG Bhagavad Gita, therefore the doubts which have arisen in our heart out of the ignorance should be slashed by the weapon of knowledge. Armed with yoga, O Bharata, stand and fight. So now, and the Arjuna's question was that you are asking me to renounce, at the same time you are asking me to fight. How is that possible? That how can I fight and at the same time be renounced? It is not possible. So that is how this question started at the 5th chapter, and that is where we were discussing, and Chidanandan Prabhu had that question. Okay. Okay, so now we'll start the Bhagavad Gita introduction quick summary. Hey Krishna, are you able to see the screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, Mataji. So if you see this this introduction, if you see this, Prabhupada has written the introduction, which is just if you type in Veda in Google, you can get actually. It's a very long 30 pages introduction. So this introduction today we are going to discuss in a presentation manner and in a summary manner, so that you will get that, and from that then next week onwards we will start the um, chapter 1. Okay, so introduction to Bhagavad Gita based on the teachings of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Vedic culture is like this always, that whenever we start something, we invoke prayers, because that's called as a Mangalacharan. Mangalacharan is the way that we seek the blessings. We invoke the blessings of Lord Krishna and our Devata, Ishta Devatas, or the deities that we at home, and our spiritual master. So similarly, when Srila Prabhupada started this Bhagavad Gita introduction, he also he also sought the blessings. That's called as Mangalacharana. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Enam Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. So Namaha means offering obeisances to spiritual master, Guruve Namaha. So I was born in the ignorance, but because of my spiritual master, who by his knowledge that he has shown me the path, Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Stapitam Ena Bhutale Swam Rupam Kada Mahyam Dadati Sopadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Utapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavancha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalitan Sri Vishakan Vitansha हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So Prabhupada seeks the blessings from this. He says, hey Krishna, Karuna Sindhu. Karuna means? Karuna means? The chat box. Daya. Karuna means mercy. Yes. Karuna is the blessings, mercy, ocean of mercy. He is a, hey Krishna, Karuna Sindhu. Dina Bandhu Jagat Pate. You are the master of all the Dina and Bandhu's friend. Gopesha Gopika Kanta, who is the master of Gopis, and the Radha Kanta Namastute, who is the lover of Radha Rani. To such Lord, I offer my humble obeisances. Then next is the Radhe Vrindavaneshwari, Ishwari. She is the Vrindavana Ishwari, that Srimati Radharani, daughter of Rushabhanu. Pranamami Hari Priya. Pranamami means offering to Hari Priya, who is very dear to Lord Hari. Then seeking the blessings of all Vaishnavas, Vancha Kalpataru Vishya. So all the Vaishnavas are like a Kalpataru Vrikshas, who can fulfill all our desires. Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. To all Vaishnavas, we offer the humble obeisances. And then offering obeisances to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, Gadadhar, Srivasadi, and all the Bhakta Vrinda. So seeking the blessings of all the devotees. So Srila Prabhupada start with that. So Prabhupada starts with what is Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is also known as a Gitopanishad because it is the essence of all the Vedic knowledge and one of the most important Upanishads in Vedic literature. So that's why it's called as Gitopanishad. So what is the spirit of Bhagavad Gita? The spirit of Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada writes, it is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita itself. Just like if you want to take particular medicines, we cannot go to the pharmacy and say, okay, please give me whatever the medicines that I want, or you can give me. No, we cannot take the medicines according to our own ways or our own whimsical ways. But it must be taken according to the directions given by the physician or doctor. So similarly, Bhagavad Gita should be accepted as spoken by the speaker. And who is the speaker of Bhagavad Gita? None other than the Karuna Sindhu, who is the ocean of mercy, the Dina Bandhu, who is the friend of all the poor, and Jagatpati, who is the master of all the Jagat. That's such a supreme Lord who had spoken this Bhagavad Gita. So we must learn or accept Bhagavad Gita as spoken by Lord Sri Krishna. Then Prabhupada writes about what is the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. Why did we turn to Bhagavad Gita? Any thought? Chat box, because we also turn to Bhagavad Gita, right? Why did we turn to Bhagavad Gita? There is the chat box. Krishna. Cannot see. There is the chat box. Voltage. I cannot see the chat box. Okay, I don't know where did it lose. Hare Krishna, are you able to hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji. You said you are not able to see the chat box. You
Yeah,
want us to read out our answers at least?
Yes, Mataji, quickly one or two.
Okay, I have written it as to get solution to our problem or way to find solution. And Priya Mataji has given what is the purpose of life. Sandhya Mataji has given due to Krishna's mercy to find peace in Kali Yuga. Lata Mataji gave can change one's behavior. These
Yes,
four
exactly.
answers we
So
got.
very nice. So that gives the ultimate purpose of the life. As Prabhupada writes here, everyone is in difficulty, as Arjuna was also in difficulty. So we are not only in difficulty, but we are full of anxieties. And then the humanity begins with the question, inquiries, Atato Brahma Jigyasa. Why we have these difficulties? We all want to be very happy, but why we are in such a difficult situation? So that inquiry should start with Atato Brahma Jigyasa. Jigyasa means inquiry. And when we began to inquire, those are the proper students for understanding Bhagavad Gita. So Prabhupada says the purpose of the Bhagavad Gita is to deliver the mankind from this agyan, nescience of the material existence. And so here it did not mention that it is only for particular sect of the people or particular kind of the people. No, all mankinds, all the living entities. Lord Krishna descends specifically to establish the real purpose of the life when man forgets that yada yada dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. So I come here tadatmanam sujan. So paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma sansthapanarthaya. To establish the religion, I come millenniums after millennium. And Arjuna's question to Lord Krishna was that the problems of the life, so that Lord could explain them for the benefit of the future generation of the human beings. Can we imagine that Arjuna would not have asked this question and we would not have been hearing this Bhagavad Gita after 5,000 years later as well, and many, many years to come, eternity. So that is why it is very important. So when Krishna spoke to Arjuna, it was not only for Arjuna, but it is for all of us, all the future generations to come. The next question that Prabhupada writes that in what mood we should understand Bhagavad Gita. And as we know that evam parampara praptam imam rajarsiya vidasa kalena mahata yogo nastha parantapa 4.2. Bhagavad Gita was instructed to Arjuna because He was the devotee of the Lord and he is intimate. Bhaktosimi Sakaha Cheti 4.4 or 4.5, where Krishna says that I am telling this knowledge because you are my devotee, Bhakta, and Sakha, very intimate friend. Bhaktosimi Sakha Cheti. And then how this Vedic knowledge comes? It comes in a disciplic succession. We saw that evam parampara praptam nimam rajarsiya vida sa kalena mahata yogo nasta parampara. So this parampara was lost, and then he gave this knowledge actually comes in a parampara. So this sun god Vivaswan Manave Praha Manur Iksha Vake Prabhu. So this knowledge was given to Vivaswan has given to Manu has given, sun god, Lord to sun god Manu, and then Manu to Ikshavaku. Vivaswan to Manu to Ikshavaku. So then who can understand this? Because Lord Krishna said that I am telling this knowledge because you are my Bhakta and Sakha. So if we want to understand Bhagavad Gita, we should be also in the similar nature of Arjuna. That is in the spirit of devotion and submissive. We cannot, we saw that 4.34, Tadvidhi pranipate na pariprashne na seva upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. One should be in a very submissive mood. And then Prabhupada said this Bhagavad Gita is meant for the devotees of the Lord, of course, because those are the devotees who would like to understand Bhagavad Gita, just like Arjuna. So it is meant for the devotees. And Prabhupada gives the condition here, the condition that at least theoretically, we should accept that Sri Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. Now, during one of the discussions, we say that the Param Satya, the absolute truth, can be realized in three aspects, which is the Paramatma, the Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. So Srila Prabhupada very nicely translate Bhagavan as a supreme personality of Godhead, because we have so many concepts. And to eradicate those doubts, he translate as a supreme, that is the ultimate, and the personality, he's a person. So that's why it's called as a Bhagavan Purushottama. Purushottama is the person. So it's called as the Bhagavan Purushottama, supreme personality of Godhead. And how we should understand the Bhagavad Gita? We should understand Bhagavad Gita without any interpretation, without giving any our own ideas, our own thoughts, our own process. No, understanding the Bhagavad Gita without any interpretations, without deletion, or without adding anything from our side, as it is. That's why Srila Prabhupada gave Bhagavad Gita to his Bhagavad Gita's translation as Bhagavad Gita as it is, without adding or deleting anything. Now the question comes, why should we hear Bhagavad Gita from Lord Sri Krishna? Because in the beginning also we discussed that as a living entities, we have four faults or defects. What are those four defects? To commit the mistakes, right? To error is a human beings. To commit the mistakes, we make a mistake. Just like Vishwajit Prabhu said that he requested multiple times, but we couldn't, either we ignored it or whatever from our side. So we made a mistake. So to commit the mistakes, that's the human being. So we make a mistake. We get illusioned. How do we get illusioned? For example, if you are in the summer, you are on the road, or you are in the hot on the tar road, you can see that. You can see as if it is the water for far distance, right? But actually there is no water, so our eyes get illusioned. There is a tendency to cheat, and our senses are limited. How our senses are limited? As we know that I cannot see far distance. I can hear only the frequency between 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz, 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. I cannot hear outside this range of this frequency. So that shows that our senses are very limited. As an example of illusion also, when we put a stick inside the water, the stick appears to be bent. So it can be an example of the senses. Our senses are limited. Or we don't know what is happening inside the other room, because we are limited. So we don't know what's happening there. So that means we make a mistake, we are illusioned, we have tendency to cheat, and we have limited senses. So if we come up with a philosophy with this, all those things, this philosophy would be end of with some defects. And that is why, as we were discussing earlier also, that is why we come up with the version 1, version 2, because in version 1 we couldn't really understand the concepts, or there was some kinds of bugs that which were fixed in the next version, in the present and in the future. That reminds me the one joke, that how our senses are limited, that from the outside of the house, people heard that, oh, there was a lot of quarrel or fight. So they were trying to infer that, oh, it could be the fight between the husband and wife. Oh, it could be this, it could be this, it could be that. And when they opened the door, they realized that it was actually television, and the discussion was going on television. So our senses are very limited. So in those cases, if our senses are limited, our knowledge will also be limited, our theory will be limited. Then where should we hear from? To whom we should hear? We should hear a person who is a perfect. And who is such a person? Is a Bhagavan. And that is why our Vedic knowledge is called as Apurushaya, meaning that the words are coming from a person of not this mundane world, Apurushaya. If any theory that comes from this mundane world is bound to fail. Srila Prabhupada would ask always the scientist, so what happened? So then he said, oh yeah, we devised this theory. And then what happened? So they say theory. So then what happened? So tomorrow somebody will come and then he will prove better theory. So what does it mean? It means that whatever theory that you are promoting today, that is false. Because tomorrow you will come, somebody will come with a better theory. So that it shows that with the mundane word, if anybody come up with any philosophy or theory, it's bound to fail because it's not a perfect. The only perfect philosophy that comes from the Lord. So that's why we must hear Bhagavad Gita from Lord Krishna. I'm just trying to see if I can see the chat box in case any question is there. So, how in Bhagavad Gita Lord Krishna is addressed? So, how Lord Krishna is addressed in Bhagavad Gita? Just like it is said, Sanjaya Uvacha, Arjuna Uvacha, Uvacha, dash dash Uvacha.
Bhagavan. Bhagavan.
Bhagavan. So Krishna is addressed as Bhagavan in the every page of Bhagavad Gita. Lord has transcendental form. We saw that Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha, the prayer of Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma says that your body is made of Sat, Chit and Anand, which is the spiritual element, not like our material element. So he's beyond this, he's beyond the three modes, beyond this material vision or material body. Not only Krishna, or not only the Vyasadeva writes in compiled in Bhagavad Gita as a Bhagavan, but even the great acharyas like Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Nimbarka Swami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and many authorities of the Vedic knowledge has accepted Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna as a Bhagavan. In Brahma Samhita also the prayer of Lord Brahma, he says, Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha. Then in a Purana, Bhagavad Purana, it is said that Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the Bhagavan Swayam. And in Bhagavad Gita also, Krishna he himself that Aham Sarvasya Prabho Mataha Sarvam Pravartate Iti Matva Bhajante Mam Buddha Bhava Samanvita 10.8, 7.7 Mataha Parataram Na Anyat Kinchit Asti Dhananjaya Maya Im Sarva Idam Potram Sutre Manigana Evam. Therefore, we should take Bhagavad Gita as it is directed by Lord himself, because he's the Supreme Lord. He's the ultimate realization of the Parama Satya, absolute truth, which is the Brahman, Paramatma, and the Bhagavan. So whatever is come from Lord Sri Krishna, it is the absolute. So Prabhupada goes further and he says that there are three types of transcendentalists. So what do you mean by transcendentalist? What do you mean by transcendentalist? What do you mean by transcendentalist? Savai pumsa paro dharmo yathor bhakti adoksaje ahituki ha pratiyata yayatma suprasiddha. The transcendentalists who are beyond this conceptions of this material world. So there are three types of transcendentalists who study. They are the Gyanis, the Yogis, and the Bhaktas. So Srila Prabhupada says that the Gyanis actually focus on the Brahman realization. Yogis focus on the localized aspect of that, which is Paramatma, and the devotees focus on the Bhagavan. As we discussed earlier also, Lord Krishna has a very individual, very focused relation, because if you go Brahman, light, how can we have exchange of relation? Like last time Mataji was saying that if there is no exchange of love, if there is no personal feature, then there is no exchange of love. So when there is a personal feature, there is exchange of love, there is a rasa. And that rasa, there are 5 primary rasas and there are 7 secondary rasas. And the 5 primary rasas are, Prabhupada writes in the purport that one may be in the passive state called as a Shanta rasa. All the sages, they reciprocate with Krishna and Krishna reciprocates with them in a Shanta rasa. And then next is the Sakha, the friend. You can see the devotees of Krishna. Then next is the Dasya. Dasya means in a relationship with the servant. Hanumanji serving Lord Ram. Then Sakya, the friend that we saw. Then Vasalya. Vasalya means the relationship as a parent. Mother Yashoda, Mother Devaki, Nanda Maharaj, Vasudev. They have very special relationship with Krishna and they exchange as a Vasalya, parental. And the last, but not the least, but the top of everything is the Madhurya Rasa. And that rasa is when the gopis exchanges their love in a conjugal, in a conjugal mood. That is as a lover. So that is the Madhurya Rasa. And every individual has a swarupa, his original identity, and we have particular swarupa. Some of us may be in Dasya, Sakya, in a different relationship with Krishna. But for us at the beginning, how do we start with? So that's why Srila Prabhupada says that we start as a Dasya, as a servant. So we start with, and as we progress on the spiritual path, the real identity will be revealed to us. So, but to start with, we start with as a Dasya. But to understand that, Prabhupada writes that there are 5 primary rasas: Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vasalya, and Madhurya. So these 5 rasas, so Srila Prabhupada actually talks about these 5 rasas. Then Prabhupada says that Bhagavad Gita, there are 5 topics. They are explained throughout the Bhagavad Gitas. And what are those 5 topics? Ishwaraha. So who is Ishwara? Krishna. So he is the eternal, greatest of all, which is, we saw that the shlokas from Maya Adhyakshanam Prakriti 10.11, then Aham Sarvasya Prabhu 10.8, 7.7. So there are different shlokas where he is the greatest of all. And control Prakriti, he controls the Prakriti, Maya Adhyakshanam Prakriti. If you remember the triangle, the living entities, then the Bhagavan, and then other triangle end is the point is the Prakriti. So we desire, Lord sanctions, and the Prakriti executes that. And then the next topic about Bhagavad Gita is the Jiva, the living entities. Mamai Amsi Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana 15.7, where it is talk about who is the living entity. He says conditioned soul. Jiva is also eternal, but it is a marginal Tatastha Shakti. So Prabhupada says it is Tatastha Shakti. That means we are Tatastha. Tata means bank. So we are neither completely on the land or on the water. We are on the shore. So there is a possibility that, so what is the shore of what? The spiritual energy and the material energy. So the living entity is on the shore. So that is why there is a possibility that we come under the influence of the spiritual energy, or we come under the influence of the material energy. And what is the spiritual energy? Krishna's internal energy. And the material energy is what? This bhautik world, this bhautik jagat. So when we come in this bhautik jagat, we are conditioned. So we are conditioned. Material life, we are conditioned life. And then the third topics about Bhagavad Gita is, the Bhagavad Gita talks about the third topic is Prakriti, material nature, which is also eternal. And how this material nature acts on all of us, we saw that sattva, raja, tamas, all the three gunas, sattva guna, raja guna, and tama guna. And then karma. Among all these five, it is the only karma which is not eternal. Because the result of our activities, if we get liberated from this material world, so there is no karma. So that's why this karma is not an eternal factor. It is the result of our work. And the last but not the least is a kala. Very least mention about the kalosmi ham. Krishna says that I am the time. In Bhagavad, the 10th chapter says kalosmi ham, I am the time. So kala is also eternal. And but this is the list that mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. The lot much talked about is the prakriti, karma, and prakriti. So these are the 5 factors that are mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. So Prabhupada gives the glimpse that what you can expect in Bhagavad Gita. So these are the 5 factors that are explained in Bhagavad Gita. Then Prabhupada talks about Sanatana Dharma. When you say Sanatana Dharma, what comes to your mind? Sanatana. What is Sanatana Dharma? Now I cannot see that also if you type. How can I see that?
Hindu Dharma.
Hindu Dharma, okay. What
ancient religion, whether it has
ancient religion, okay. Eternal, yes, ancient religion. Hindu culture, Mataji is talking ancient religion, okay. So Sanatana means eternal. There is no beginning. Sripad Ramanujacharya, so Srila Prabhupada says that Ramanujacharya defines what is a Sanatana. Sanatana means it has no beginning, no end. It's not that 5,000 years ago somebody said, oh, now you give this religion as Hindu Dharma. But in our scripture, there is no mention about Hindu Dharma. It is about the Sanatana Dharma, which has no beginning, no end. Sanatana Dharma doesn't refer to us. Yes, whatever you are talking, Hindu culture is a Sanatana Dharma, Mataji. Because in this Vedic literatures or scriptures, it is only Sanatana Dharma. So Hindu Dharma, the name came later, but it is Sanatana Dharma. So it doesn't refer to any sectarian process or religion. It is not particular sect or particular region or something, no, process of religion. And what does it mean? It is the eternal function of eternal living entity in relationship with the eternal Supreme Lord. As you are saying that it is the way of life. Yes, so that is the eternal living entity's relationship with eternal Supreme Lord. Jivere Swarupa Hoy Krishnera Nitya Das. Our relationship with the Supreme Lord is that we are eternally Jivere Swarupa Hai Krishnera Nitya Das. So our Swarupa is that we are the servant of Lord Sri Krishna. And how long? Eternally. Jivere Swarupa Hai Krishnera Nitya. Nitya means always. So that is the Dharma. So just like the liquidity is the nature of Dharma of water. Similarly, the fire has the Dharma, which is the heat and light. So just like there is a heat and light along with the fire, without an heat light, there is no meaning for the word fire. So similarly, the living entities, Sanatana Dharma, refers what is our relationship with the Supreme Lord. So the difference between religion and Sanatana Dharma. A religion conveys some particular faith. Faith may change, but Sanatana Dharma doesn't change. Just like sugar is always sweet, the sweetness of the sugar cannot be changed. It's a Dharma. Religion can have beginning or end, but Sanatana Dharma is eternal. So that is what Prabhupada actually differentiates between Dharma or religion, and the religion is the something closer definition or translation of Dharma in English. Then Srila Prabhupada talks about the spiritual world and the material world. So what is the material world and the sphere? Na bhasayate surya na shashanka na pavaka yad gatva na nivartate tadadhama paramam mama 15.6. He says Krishna's abode, which is Golok Vrindavan, it doesn't need sun, na tada bhasayate surya na shashanka na pavaka. So doesn't need sunlight, doesn't need moon or electricity or anything, artificial things to illuminate, because Krishna's abode is illuminated by Brahma Jyoti, the effulgence coming, emanating from the Lord's transcendental body. So na tada bhasayate surya na shashanka na pavaka yad gatva na nivartate tada dhama paramam mamam. That dhama is a supreme dhama. Paramam, it's a supreme dham of my. So Krishna says in 15 chapter 6th sloka. And contrary to that, opposite to that is the material world. So what is the characteristics of material world? Janma, Mrityu, Zara, Vyati, Dukkha, Dosha, Anudarshan. 13th chapter, Krishna talks about this definition, that what are its properties? Birth, disease, old age, and death. Now, somebody may say, well, how is the problem of disease? I can understand. Yeah, it's a painful. Old age is, yeah, it's a problem because our body is not working properly. So many challenges. People are not listening to. I was the supreme. I was the boss. Now nobody is listening to me. We are ignored. So many things will happen, and death is it's the ultimate thing. So now we can understand. But what about birth? How can birth be a problem in this material world? Any thought? How can birth be a problem in this material world? In fact, we celebrate happy birthday, right? So how can it be a problem in this material world? Any thought?
Sir, if birth is there, so that we have disease, old age, and death and all, problem will be there. If there is no birth, then those things will not be there.
You are right. So it starts with our birth, as Shobha Mataji and you have said rightly. If there is no birth, jatasya hi dhruva mrityur janma mrityusya tasmad ariparyarte natvam shochutam arhasi. 2.27. So jatasya hi dhruva mrityur janma mrityusya. Those who are taken birth, they are sure to die. So birth is not only the beginning of all the things, but it is also a problem, because if we have to, like Corona, we are confined to our houses. So difficult. Imagine 9 months in mother's womb without any light, without anything, without internet connections, to be stayed there for 9 months. So difficult, right? And Prabhupada writes, no planet in this material universe is free from these 4 principles of material existence. These are the 4 problems of this material existence. Some of us may have some understanding that if I go to the Swarga Loka, then I will be free from all the things. But for your understanding, it is said very clearly that if somebody goes to the 9th chapter, there is a sloka 38th or something, where it is said that Kshine Punni Marte Loka Vishanti. If you go to the Swarga Loka, but once your credit is actually done, you will come back. But even the Swarga Loka is not free from birth, death, old age, disease. The facilities, the enjoyment could be multifold in the higher planetary system, but it also had these 4 defects. It is only the spiritual world that is a free. That is why it is called eternal. Just like in this material world called as Kuntha. Kuntha means anxiety, and the spiritual word is called as Vaikuntha, which is a free from all those things. So we can understand that it is only Vedic culture, Vedic scripture talks about this. The spiritual Lord's abode. All other things may talk about the Swarga Loka, heavenly planet, but the heavenly planet is a part of this material universe, which is the 14 planetary system. The middle part is the Om Bhur Bhuvasa Swarga Loka, Jana Loka, Mahar Loka, Tapa Loka. Topmost is the Satya Loka, which is the Brahma. Then Atala, Patala, Sutala, Vitala, Tala, Tala, Mahatala. The 7 down, 6 up, and the 1 is earthly planet. So 14 planetary systems, all are within this material world, and all have this problem. Even if you go to the topmost to the Brahma Loka, still there is a birth and death. As we discussed, that Brahma's life is very huge, 843 something trillion years, 8.43 or something. We discussed that. It's a huge, very long life. Yes, their life may be long, but still there is an end as well. How this material world is related to the spiritual world, Krishna, Srila Prabhupada gives in the introduction, continues to that. In Bhagavad Gita, 15th chapter, Sri Bhagavana Uvacha Vrudhomulam Adashakam Ashwatam Prahur Avyam Chandansi Yasya Parnani Yastam Veda Savedavid. He says that Vrudhomulam Adashaka. Vrudho means the upside. The mula, the roots, this material world is like exactly the perverted reflection of the spiritual world. The mulas are up and the branches are down. So that is how the material world is actually the perverted reflection. And we discussed that's one of the third or fourth session in our things. It's like we are standing on the bank and we see the mango tree on the bank. And when we see the mango tree and we see that reflection in the pond, and when we try to jump into the water to get that mango, what we get, we don't get the mango, but we just get frustration. So that is what the material world is, nothing but the perverted reflection, the upside down reflection of the spiritual world. So Prabhupada says that the material world, no happiness. Spiritual world is anandi ananda. It's full of ananda, bliss. This material world is dukkhalayam. There is no reality. It's all the perverted reflections, whereas the spiritual world is full of reality. So that's a difference between the material world and the spiritual world. The material world is the reflection, the shadow of the spiritual world. Then Prabhupada also gives the how to attain the spiritual. Now, after giving the understanding of the spiritual world, then we also would like to go that to spiritual world, right? Where there is no difficulties, there is no janma, there is no mrityu, there is no old age, there is no disease. Can you tell me where is such a place? And that place is the spiritual world. Natada bhasayate surya na shashanka na pavaka. So, how do we understand that? How do we attain that? And Lord Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita in the 8th chapter, Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram ye prayati sa madbhavam yeti nasti atra samshaya. Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram. At the end of life, Antakale. So if you remember to whom smaran muktva kalevaram, mama, Lord Sri Krishna said that if you remember Krishna at the time of death, definitely we will go to his abode. There is no doubt. Samshaya, there is no doubt. That is the confidence Lord Krishna is giving. That is assurance, right? He's giving. So we go to the insurance companies to get the assurance. Here Krishna is giving the supreme assurance. The supreme assurance is that ye prayati samad bhavam yeti na asti atra samshaya. There is no doubt about that. So we have to remember Krishna. So it is said that our life is a preparation and death is examination. So if we have to pass the examination, and what is the criteria to pass the examination? Anta kalecha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram. We have to remember Krishna at the time of death. So if we have to pass the exam, we have to prepare throughout our life. And that life preparation is that Harer Nama eva kevalam kalau nastev gatir anyatha. There is no other way, there is no other way. So we have to chant the holy name of Lord Krishna. Prahlad Maharaj said that we have to practice this chanting the holy name or God consciousness. Kaumaram acharate pragya. So we have to kaumaram from the very early age, as early as 5-year-old, we have to practice this God consciousness. We cannot practice, oh, I will finish everything, my job and all the things. When everything is finished, then I will chant holy name of Lord Krishna. Then we can say all the best. That is the only thing we can say. If throughout the life we have not chanted Hare Krishna Maha Mantra or practice remembering Lord, how is that we can remember Krishna at the time of death? No way, it is very difficult. So that is why we have to remember Krishna throughout our life. And another shloka says that 8.6, just next shloka. Yam yam vapi smaran bhava tyaje ante kalevaram tam tame evaiti kaunteya sada tada bhava bhavita. Yam yam vapi smaran bhava. Whatever the bhav that we remember at the time of death, oh Arjuna, we are sure to get that. And we know from Srimad Bhagavatam story of Bharat Maharaj, he was such an exalted personality, but at the time of death, he remembered deer. Then what happened? Next life, he became a deer. So if we remember something at the time of death, for sure, we will become that next life. So we have to be very clear, and we have to be very careful what we do throughout our life, because we will remember something that we are very attached. We will not remember something we are not attached at the time of death, right? So if we are attached to something else other than Lord's holy name, then that something will appear in our mind, or that something will come to that bhava will appear to our mind at the time of that. Then Yam yam vapi smaran bhav, whatever the bhav that we remember, for sure we will get the same bhav. So then Prabhupada talks about that in the material world. If you say I'm thirsty now, and I say water, 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 the water, object water and the name water, they are not same. But in the spiritual world, the name Krishna and the Krishna, they are same. Avinatva nama namino. In Purana it is said that Lord Krishna and Krishna's name are not different. So when we chant the name of Lord Krishna, we are associating with the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. So that is why we have to prepare. We can see here the story of Ajamila. Ajamila was on the deathbed, and he has named one of his among the nine sons, the last son he named as a Narayana. And when he was on the deathbed, and when the Yamadutas came, he was very afraid. And because he was attached to the Narayana, Lord Narayana, or his son as Narayana, then he chanted Narayana from bottom of his heart. And that moment, Vishnu Dutta appeared there. So we can understand that the holy name of Lord Krishna is so powerful that we should practice. That is why in our Vedic culture, we used to give the name of the people like Hari, Madhav, Krishna, Govinda. But today the names are very different. That name has no connections with our spiritual world. But here, when earlier our ancestors were used to name us, but there was some meaning behind that. Then Prabhupada also gives that how do you work? In the introduction, he gives a glimpse of that. We should just not work by body and senses, because the body and senses will not help. In Nectar of Devotion is a higher topic, but here it is also mentioned that we should utilize our mind and intelligence. Engage mind and intelligence in the thought or service of Krishna. And then it is said in that, it is there on the shloka. 8.7. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mama anusmaram yuddhacha maya arpita mano buddhir. When you offer your mind and intelligence to me, mama e vaishyasi asamshaya. There is no doubt that you will definitely come to me. So how do we work? Work with the devotion. We always get questions, and we ourselves also get challenges that what should be our mood? Work with the devotion, because Arjuna was also had a similar difficulties. How do we work? So Krishna said that better than renouncing the work, it is better that you work in a devotion. So devotion means, here is the formula that Srila Prabhupada gives, quoting the 7th shloka of 8th chapter, where he says that Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu. Therefore, Krishna says, Tasmat means therefore, sarveshu kaleshu mama anusmaram yuddhacha. You fight it, but how? Mama anusmaran. Anusmaram means you remember me. And by arpaning, by offering your mind and intelligence to me, you will definitely come to me. And then Prabhupada talks about the Navavidha Bhaktis. Prahlad Maharaj actually talks about that. Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. So Prabhupada gives that any one of these 9 Navavidha Bhaktis, if you practice that, which can actually take us to the spiritual world. So what are these? Sravanam, hearing what? Krishna Katha. Kirtanam, chanting and glorifying Lord Krishna's name. Smaranam, who's Smaranam? Prahlad Maharaj was always remembering so here is also given the example of who actually exemplified that Navavidha Bhakti, like Shravanam. Parikshit Maharaj asked questions in Srimad Bhagavad Purana. Kirtanam, Sukadeva Goswami answered all his questions, 7 days and 7 nights, beautiful, wonderful discussion between Sukadeva Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. That is a Shravanam Kirtanam. Vishnu Smaranam, Prahlad Maharaj remembering Vishnu all the time. Pada Sevanam is giving the example of Mother Lakshmi Devi, that she is serving the lotus feet of Krishna. Archanam, deity worship. Prithu Maharaj was worshipping. Vandanam, Akrura. When Akrura was going to Vrindavan to take Krishna, so that time Akrura was actually offering the prayers. That is the example. Dasyam, executing the orders, Hanumanji. Sakyam, friendship, Arjuna. And Atma Nivedan, Bali Maharaj completely surrendered. He said, where can I put my third step? Bali Maharaj said that, oh my Lord, keep on my head. So that is the 9. So Srila Prabhupada touched quickly on this Navavidha Bhakti, which is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavad Purana by Prahlad Maharaj. To his father, demon Hiranyakashipu, he asked, what did you learn there? When you go to this, your teacher, what did you learn? His father was expecting that he would tell that, oh, I learned the diplomacy, politics, this, and then he says that Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. So he says that I learned these things. Then he became very angry. So this is where Prahlad actually talks about this Archanam, Vandanam. So, and at the end, Srila Prabhupada talks about the glories of Bhagavad Gita. Gita Mahatmya comes in Padma Purana, where Lord Shiva, Lord Mahadevji actually glorifies Lord these Gitas, where he says, Sarva Upanishad Gava, Dogda Gopala Nandanam, Partho Vassa Sudhira Bhokta, Dugdam Gitamrutam Mahat. He says, this Bhagavad Gita, this Gita Upanishad, is the essence of all the Upanishads. Sarva Upanishad Gava, it's the essence of all the Upanishads. It's just like a cow. And Lord Krishna is the famous cowherd boy. And who is the milking this cow? Krishna. Arjuna, who is the Arjuna? It is said that Partho Vassa. Partha is Arjuna. So Arjuna is just like a calf. And the learned scholars and the pure devotees are to drink the nectarium milk of this Bhagavad Gita. So you can understand that how wonderfully Lord Shiva is glorifying Gita in Padma Purana as a Gita Mahatmya. So Prabhupada did not give all the shlokas, but just a couple of shlokas. And the next shloka is so beautiful. He says that Ekam Shastram Devaki Putram Gitam, Eko Deva Devaki Putram Eva, Eko Mantras Tasya Namani Yani, Karmambi Ekam Tasya Devasya Sevaha. He says that because sometimes we get questions, why there are different religions, why this, why that, why not only one religion, one Dev, one God, one name, and only one service. And this is where the Lord Shiva tells in Padma Purana, says that Eka Shastram Devaki Putram Gitam. There is only one scripture. And what is that scripture? Devaki Putram Gitam. The Gita, the song by the Lord, which is Bhagavad Gita. Eko Deva Devaki Putram Eva. There is only one worshipable Lord. Who is that? Devaki Putram. That is the Lord Krishna. Eko Mantras Tasya Namami Yani. There is only one mantra. What is that mantra? The Namami, chanting the holy name of Lord. And there is only one duty, karma. What is that? Devotional service unto the Lord Sri Krishna. Ekam tasya devasya seva. There is only one duty, karmani. That is the devasya seva. So we can see that how beautifully Bhagavad Gita is glorified by Lord Shiva in Padma Purana as a Gita Mahatmya. So Prabhupada actually talks about these shlokas. And at the end, to conclude, Prabhupada gives what is the benefit that we get when we study Bhagavad Gita. Gita Shastram Idam Punyamaham Patet Prayam Pumam. If one properly follows the instruction of Bhagavad Gita, one free from all the miseries and anxieties of life. One gets free from all the difficulties, miseries, and anxieties. And as beginning of the lecture, beginning of this discussion, we were asking, why did we come to Bhagavad Gita? Here is the answer, that because it removes all the miseries and anxieties. Vishnu Padam Avapnoti Bhaya Shoka Adi Varjita. By reading Bhagavad Gita, by studying Bhagavad Gita, by applying Bhagavad Gita, what will happen? One will be freed for all the things, and next life he will be Vishnu Padam. He will attain the spiritual world. But what will happen? Bhaya, fear, Shoka, lamentations, Varjita. One will be free from all those things, and he will attain the Vishnu Padam, the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. So that is the benefit of reading, discussing Bhagavad Gita and applying Bhagavad Gita. So you can see that benefits of Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna, before start of Bhagavad Gita, was completely disturbed, weak, stressed, fearful, forgetfulness, lack of power, frustrated. But after that, he said, Karisye Vachanam Tavam. When Lord Krishna said in 18th chapter 63 shloka, he said that, Yad Ichchesi Tata Kuru. Oh Arjuna, now I have given the whole knowledge. Now you do whatever you want. He has given a choice. And then he said that, Nasta moha smurtir labdha twad prasadam maya achuta gatosmi mat sandeha karisye vachanam tava. He says 18.73. He says that now I got whatever the composure that I lost. Now I regained that because of twad prasadam maya achuta. Oh Arjuna, oh Krishna, because of your mercy I regained all this. Now I will do Karishe Vachanam Tava. Whatever you are asking me to do, I will do exactly what you are asking me to do that. So you can see that completely disturbed, weak. In fact, we saw that his Gandhi was actually slipping from his hand, and finally he's ready to fight. He said, Karishe Vachanam Tava, I will do exactly what you are asking me to do. So that is what will happen. That is what happened to Arjuna. And if we follow the mood of Arjuna, we will also go through these challenges, or we'll go through this transformation, initially challenges, and then it will actually be transformed into the beautiful things. And Srila Prabhupada says that by adopting the principles given in Bhagavad Gita, one can perfect the life, permanently solve all the problems of life. How can we solve all the problems of life? Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarva papebhu mokshayase bhimashucha. Don't worry, I will free you from all kind of sinful reactions. So that is how, by surrendering to Lord Sri Krishna, one can go back beyond these difficulties of all this material world. So with that, we conclude this, what Srila Prabhupada has given the whole introductions, which is 31 pages of 31 long pages. And Srila Prabhupada talks about all these moods, the purpose of Bhagavad Gita, the benefit, the glories, how to work, material world, spiritual world, Sanatan Dharma, 5 topics, transcendentalist, who is Krishna, why to hear, mood, and the purpose. So with that, we'll come to the second part of the discussion. Please don't leave. We have very important topics to be discussed today. Okay, so shloka for homework. Next week onwards, we'll have different things, but at least for this week's very wonderful shloka. Annat bhavanti bhutani. So these living entities subsist on the food grains. Annat bhavanti bhutani. We need food, right? Without food, we will die. And where does this food come? Parjanyat anna sambhava. Parjanya means rain, rain god. So this parjanya comes, anna comes because of the rain. And how the rains are coming? The rains are produced by the performance of yajna, sacrifice. And the yajna is born of the prescribed duties. Yajna karma samudbhavam. When Srila Prabhupada was on this earthly planet, it was around 1970s or 72, 73. There was a very severe drought in Andhra Pradesh. And the minister actually wrote to Srila Prabhupada and he said, what should we do that? And he said that, Prabhupada said that he quoted this shloka. He said, Annat bhavati bhutani parjanyat anna sambhava. Yajnat bhavati parjanya. So how the parjanya will come? Because of yajna. Yajna means sacrifice. So he said, so what is the best sacrifice in this age of Kali? Chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And you will definitely receive the rain. So he wrote back to the minister by that time. There's actually one story of a devotee who was actually challenged by some people. He said that, okay, can you now make a rain appear here by chanting, and at the end of the chanting for some period of time, and then at the end there was actually rain. I also heard the story of on the Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam, there was a CEO who was the executor of that. He wrote a book called as Naham Karta, Harim Karta, something like that. And he writes that there was a severe drought and he didn't know what to do. And then he performed the sacrifice because he was confident that there should be some mechanisms or the means given in our scripture to please the rain god. And then he performed the yajna, and for sure enough, there was a rain. So this shloka talks about Annat bhavati bhutani parjanyat anna sambhava yajnat bhavati parjanya. From yajna comes the parjanya, rain. So again, requesting all of you, please help us by donating, having Bhagavad Gita, giving gift, or calling your friends and inspiring them to have Bhagavad Gita. So our famous shloka for all 18 sessions are almost each session that we have gone through that, and I hope all of you were here to with us chanting the holy name of Lord Sri Krishna. Krute dhyayato Vishnam Tretaya Tejadamukam Dvapare Paricharyam Kala Uttadhari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So these 16 names composed of 32 syllables are the only means to counteract the evil effects of Kali Yuga. So we'll quickly have this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktarunda. So wherever you are, please try to sit, focus on the holy name of Lord Sri Krishna. We will chant quickly a few mantras and then we'll come back. Please don't leave. We have very important discussions. What would happen to the next going forward? So please don't leave so far. So we have to discuss some few important topics. And of course, we have to discuss about the Shraddhavan. So let's focus on chanting the holy name of Lord Sri Krishna. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktarunda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta-vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, as we discussed beginning that we must have some commitment, because without commitment and the accountability, there is every chance that we may now, because we are continuously every week for last 18 weeks, we are together. At the end of at least once in a week, we are discussing and chanting Hare Krishna mantra. So if we now leave, of course, now we are starting the next sessions from next week onwards. So in case you don't do that and you don't chant Hare Krishna mantra and you are alone, there is a possibility that, or even if you are with a group also, there is every possibility that because this material world, the Maya is so powerful, Davi Hesha Gunamai, Mama Maya Durate, Mam Eva Prapadyante, Maya Meta Tarante. I request all the devotees not to leave, because immediately as soon as we started, the devotees are starting dropping here. So I request all of you, because this is very important. This is for all of you, that by doing this commitment, it's not that we will get benefit. None of us, the volunteers, or none of us will actually get benefit. It is only you who will get benefit. And the reason for is that because in this material world, or for that matter, unless there is accountability, there is some commitment, there is some goal, there is some place that we take, there is every chance that we may stop. So in our spiritual things, Srila Prabhupada's movement, so what the way that we for ourselves and for others, that we encourage that we have a goals, like we start with the one round of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, then 2, then 4 and 8 and 16 like this. So this way, once we commit that, yes, I will chant the one round of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and that is how once we start with that, and you know what, we have from many devotees experience that once they start chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, initially it appears, oh, how can I do that? How can I chant every single day one round of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra? But I assure you that you take one step towards Krishna, e yatha mam prapadyate tam tataiva bhajam mam vartante manushya partha sarvasha. 4.11, Krishna says that as you take one step towards me, I reward you accordingly. So if you take one step of chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Krishna will take one step, and we know Krishna's one step, just like Vamana Dev, he actually covered the whole upper planetary system in the one step, and the second step lower planetary system. And he said, asked Bali Maharaj, where can I keep the third step? So Krishna's one step is beyond our conceptions. We cannot even perceive that one step. So when you take one step, when we take as a one step towards Krishna, Krishna reciprocates in a similar degree or even better than that. So commitment is not that only one way that you take it and you struggle it. No, Krishna actually help us. Many devotees actually relate that when they start chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, initially, oh, how can I do that? How can I come to the 2 rounds and 4 rounds? I have absolutely no time to even chant 1 round, what to talk about 2 rounds and 4 rounds. But when they started, and how this material world actually started moving, because this time is a part of Krishna's energy. So Krishna can move time in such a way that it will helpful for all of you. So don't worry. Taking steps towards Krishna is taking steps for all of us, and Krishna's steps is very huge. So I hope you all are inspired, motivated, and eager to take one step towards Krishna, and that step that from today onwards in my rest of the life, I will chant 1 round of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra every single day. How many of you are ready for this? This chat box. Hare Krishna, how many of you are ready for this? I cannot see the chat box. Please type in chat box if you are ready, if you are not ready. How can I see chat box? Oh, again lost chat. I got it and again lost. What is that? Okay, so at least I will stop and I will see. Shivani Mataji, yes, Shobha Mataji, Lata Mataji, Amitesh Singh, very good. Priya Mataji, Sujata Mataji. Vishwarup Prabhuji is saying that he's already chanting 2 hours, very good. What about others? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we have already 23 minus 2 or 3 from our devotees, Hemnathan Prabhu. And so at least 20 things should be there. Raj Prabhu, yes. Madhuri Mataji, yes, thank you. What about others? Are we ready for this? Rima Mataji, Sandhya Mataji, Sujata Mataji, yes, there. Shobha Mataji, yes. Anju Mataji, where are the devotees? Rima Mataji, yes, already chanting, very good. So yes, if you are chanting, there is no problem, but we can take this commitment. Raj Prabhu. What about the others? Deepika Mataji chanting, very good. But let's take commitment, at least to start with 1. So that's why the beginning stage is called as a Shraddhavan, to start with the Shraddha. Do you have all? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12, and then we have 23 out of that. We are 3 of here volunteers and total together 20. So we have 8 devotees. If you are not ready, you can write no problem. Just write no or yes, so that we will get started with that. If you are not interested or you are finding difficult, but I assure you that take 1 step towards Krishna. Nothing. It is just 5 to 6 minutes of your time. We have, by the mercy of Lord Krishna, we have 1,440 minutes in a one day. 1,440 minutes in a day. And all we have to do is only 6 minutes or 7 minutes from your 1,440 minutes. Can you imagine that? And nothing, it's not, Krishna is not asking anything. He's not asking money. He's asking only time from you. Hare Krishna. What about others? Kalpana Mataji, yes, 1 time daily done. Okay, good. So, how many done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Deepika Mataji, 12, 13, 14. Another 6 more. 6 more. Hare Krishna. Yes, Sandhya Mataji chanting once, okay. 5 more. Because if you take commitment in front of all the Vaishnavas present here, the devotees who are practicing, Krishna's mercy come through the devotees. And when the devotees are, that's why you remember, even in Vedic culture, we go in front of the Lord and say something, because in front of the Lord actually showers blessings and mercy. When we take commitment, Krishna actually empowers us to do that. So anyway, looks like that we are almost there. So we'll go back to the screen, and it's not something that we are asking you to do big deal. It is just one round of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra every single day. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So I request all of you, those who are present here and are interested to take the oath. So please, I will first I will read that, and please follow me. So because we are taking the pledge, it's not a very tough or something, just chanting one round of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And we have seen a devotees chanting 40 years and 50 years of 16 rounds. So one round is very minimum. So let's take, so you will follow me. I don't know how will you do that at your end. You can be on the mute and do that, because if you try to unmute, and that probably could be little chaos here. So, but I request all of you, wherever you are, please chant, follow this pledge commitment that Shraddhavan, I will fulfill the following standards, or at least can we have one Mataji, so that I will know that when to stop or when to start. Can I have one Mataji saying here?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
I'm ready.
I will fulfill the following standards of devotional service.
I will fulfill the following standards of devotional service.
And I shall receive the blessings of.
And I shall receive the blessings of.
Sri Gandharvika Giridhari.
Sri Gandharvika Giridhari.
Sriman Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Sriman Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
And Sri Lakshmi Narsimha Dev.
And Sri Lakshmi Narsimha Deva.
And Srila Prabhupada.
And Srila Prabhupada.
To practice Krishna consciousness.
To practice Krishna consciousness.
As a Shraddhavan.
As a Shraddhavan.
So there are some standards which that I will chant at least.
I will chant at least
one round of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra every day.
Hare Krishna, one round of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra every day.
I will read the teachings of Lord Krishna.
I will read the teachings of Lord Krishna.
As given in the books of Srila Prabhupada.
As given in the books of Srila Prabhupada.
And the third is that it's like I will visit temples, whichever is closer to you. So you say that regularly I will visit, or I'll be active in temples or Bhakti center.
I'll be active in the visiting the temples of
or Bhakti center.
Or Bhakti center.
So with that, so now coming to the last portion of that, now what would be the next things that will be going forward? So we have divided this whole group in two subgroups. And as you know that the first group that we have made, that which is in and around our Bhakti center. We are from Bangalore and our Bhakti center is near ACS Layout, Marthalli, Whitefield. So those devotees who are near Whitefield, so we have grouped in group number 1. And the reason being is that if going forward, if this corona subsides and we get the opportunity to these discussions in a personal way, so that is why, so that we can all come together and do this small Bhagavad Gita discussions. And the reason in dividing into the small groups is that yesterday we had some other programs, and where one devotee was actually sharing that when we have small groups, and very where the interaction is far better and more, because in discussions we are not having the class, but we are going to discuss Bhagavad Gita. So there is a lot of opportunity for every individual to interact, open up, put forward their points, opinions, challenges. So it becomes very, very effective for individual to participate in such a small groups. And that is our experience for many, many years. And that is the reason that we have divided this whole group into the 2 subgroups. And this one group will be led by Mrutyunjay Prabhu. Mrutyunjay Prabhu, can you please come on to the screen? He would be leading. Yes, we can see Mrutyunjay Prabhu here. Leading the group number 1, which is in and around of Bhakti Center. If by the mercy of Krishna, if we get the opportunity to assemble together for these discussions, then these groups would come together at near Bhakti Center, and we can have programs every Sunday. So that is the group number 1. You can see the names here: Harshal Prabhu, Nilanjana Mataji, Vritika Bhomika is there. Vritika Bhomika is there. Shobha Mataji, Gayatri Mataji, Lata Mataji, Nalini Mataji, Sujata Mataji, Partha Sarthi, KNS Murthy, Sailatha, Nalini, Gayatri, and Amitesh Prabhu. I see Amitesh Prabhu is there. And there are some names, they are put in bold. And the reason for that is that some details are missing. So now I request all of you now, your respective Bhakti Vriksha leader or guide, what we call. Now each group we call as a Bhakti Vriksha. Small group as a Bhakti Vriksha, and this group will be led by Mrutyunjay Prabhu. Mrutyunjay Prabhu is also part of the Gita course 2017, right Prabhu?
18 Prabhu.
18.
Yeah.
2018, he was a part of the Gita course, and you have seen that whole 18 sessions that he was volunteering and doing all this service at the background. So Prabhu felt that now time has come that whatever he has learned from Bhagavad Gita, that it is a time that he can share. So he will be facilitator for all of you, the group number 1, that he will be taking the Bhagavad Gita discussion starting from next Sunday, called as a Bhakti Vriksha group number 1. And you can note down his number, Mrutyunjay Prabhu's number, and if any questions, please talk to Mrutyunjay Prabhu. And Prabhu, you want to share your Gita course experience, how it helped you, Gita course, and because I remember 2018, now it's almost 2.5 years. Just a few words, Prabhu.
Yeah, Prabhu. So I had also interest from the beginning, like everyone has, that everyone knows that Bhagavad Gita is something that we should learn or we should know. But it's our bad luck, at least in Hinduism.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate that like Christians and Muslims, we have not been taught all these things from the childhood. We don't have that infrastructure and that you can say framework. Everyone knows that Bhagavad Gita is something, but no one knows what is written inside Bhagavad Gita. And what we know that the calendars in the shops, correct? In our side, like the calendars are there in the shops, that Gitas are. Few slokas from the Gita always been put. So it's always a desire that was there that I should know Gita, I should learn the Gita. So during Navratra time and all, few times I have read all the Gitas. Like there are translations on the Gita, not with the purport, but just translations of the Gita, like Gita Press Gorakhpur, those books are there. So out of curiosity, I have gone through those 18 chapters, the translations, to understand myself. But that was not that much effective. And in Bangalore, I saw in my apartment that Gita course notice was there, like from ISKCON, that Gita course is going on. So initially, I was thinking that ISKCON is like something foreign-based institution like that. The common conception was there that. So, but yeah, Bhagavad Gita attracted me. So I thought to join. I mean, it's nearby only, ISKCON temple. So, and at that time I was not in challenge, but I was like professionally, I was in the transition phase. So basically, if you go to the transition phase, you will have new challenges, new set of challenges, new roles. So I was thinking like how to manage balanced, I mean, to manage the work front and home front, and there should be equilibrium, and it should be basically interesting journey and not very much boring or a lot of tension. So that also was in the mind, and for sure, like everyone knows that Gita has solution. So I joined that course, and with the mercy of Lord, I did not miss any course like this time also, because normally what happens, some work comes in the way, on the way, like we have so many things to do in our material life. But that time also, I remember I did not miss any class. I mean, it happened like that. And that time I actually know that, okay, so many things are mentioned in the Gita, and we are not aware of that, how bad it is. So the small thing I can tell, that even in Bhagavad Gita it is mentioned that we should not eat the food which is prepared more than 4 hours. That small things also, I mean, those things actually touched me, that okay, these things are also mentioned, that we should not eat stale food, and the time is also mentioned, that 4 hour. So that is, so like so many things, we on high level we know that okay, high philosophies are there, but all type of philosophy is there in Gita. And also there are a lot of questions which everyone has in my mind, like we worship too many gods and we don't follow scriptures, we just do whatever our parents did, and parents also don't know that why they are doing all these things, correct? So those things, those links has got connected, and I found very logical. And actually the true thing, simply, if it's very common, if you follow scriptures, there is no need to be afraid of, or there is no need to think that if I don't do what I was doing, like that, correct? Because no one is following scriptures, all the chain is broken due to various reasons. We know that we have been in like Britishers were there, Muslims were there, so link is itself broken. No one follows scriptures, everyone follows what their parents or their parents is doing. But now that is what scripture based things are there, and that's we enjoy. I mean, my wife is also participating, and yeah, simple. It goes simply, nothing to do, and it's like opportunity that I got this opportunity to guide a few sets of devotees. I will try my best. Let's see how it goes.
All the best, bro. So before we go to the next group, Gauranga just wanted that, he said he wanted to recite the 7th chapter quickly for 2-3 minutes. So if you all devotees okay, is it okay if we, because he was coming and asking me, can I recite the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita? Devotees, you are okay with that few minutes of
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. Yes, we are very much eager to hear his voice. Please.
At the Saptama Shri Bhagavan Maya Satamana Dogam Yundan Madasha Samshaya Samagrama Atanya Session Naham Teham Savikyan Idam Bakchamna Seshata Neha Bhujana Natavam Avashishite Anushana
Sahasreshu Kachita Etatam Siddhana
Kachimam Veditataha Umirapona Lobalu Kamano Buddhi Revacha Ahankara Iti Jambe Bina
Astada
Apareyamitasvanya Prakutam Vidhi Mepara Jiva Bhutan Mahabahu Liyedam Dhare Jaka.
Okay, thank you.
Fixed.
Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. Feeling so happy and very nice. It is like listening from Lord Krishna himself, actually.
Oh, thank you.
Truth I'm saying.
Yeah, because as Prabhu was saying that because if we don't pass on this to our next generation, the purpose would be defeated actually. So because this human chain is like this, we receive from our parents, so we cannot pay back to them. So then how can we pay back this debt we pass on to the next generation? So our parents serve us, we serve our next generation. So like this has to go on things. So thank you, Mrutyunjay Prabhu. So we wish you all the best. And Mrutyunjay Prabhu was our founder, pillar behind this, all the technological help for last 18 weeks. Can you imagine, week after week after week after, not even 1 week, he was taking off and helping all of us. So let's thank Mrutyunjay Prabhu and wish him by chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I also want to have Anup Prabhu on the screen after we have Himnathan Prabhu for a couple of minutes, because he is the one behind all those things, and he's also part of the Gita course maybe a few years ago, and now he's helping other devotees. So before that, let's now have our another devotee, Himnathan Prabhu. He will be leading the second group, which is the other part of the Bangalore and other part of the Indias. Or now we also have some devotees from Mauritius, but Sanjay Prabhu is not here. But so I would welcome Hemnathan Prabhu, who is on the screen here. And Hemnathan Prabhu has been practicing Krishna consciousness for many, many years. He's from the very, very pious place called Tirupati, and has been a very fantastic background. And he has been practicing. What I like him is that very sincere, very inquisitive in his inquisitive. So he always inquires the questions and goes deep in the scriptures. He has a very deep understanding and depth, and I think it is a good opportunity for the devotees on, and he'll be doing on online. Even Mrutyunjay Prabhu also will do online. But if we get the opportunity in the future, Mrutyunjay Prabhu may connect all of you through in person. But Hemnathan Prabhu will do on online. So we see Hemnathan Prabhu on the screen, and maybe have a few words. Hemnathan Prabhu, your experience. Unmute, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, all the devotees. Yeah, like, so I was always inquisitive from my childhood. So I bought a small Bhagavad Gita when I was in my second year of diploma. So I was really, liking the sound itself. I memorized few verses and I liked it. Later, somehow I lost the touch, and then I got Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita. So
what was that year, Prabhu? 2000, which year?
Not it was around 97. 2001, Prabhu. 2001, like
2001.
that.
Okay.
So yeah. So and then I lost touch. Later, I got Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita. So when I started reading a bit of Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, it's so authentic, and it's very difficult to find a Bhagavad Gita of that depth and written to a contemporary audience, relating Bhagavad Gita, the timeless message to the current audience. So I was really fascinated by the amount of intellect and the depth of spirituality that Prabhupada has written with, and of course it's it's Krishna's message as it is presented has real potence. So so there is so much of information around, but when when I read Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, what I just gone through is a kind of small transformation. I cannot say that I have changed a lot and all that, but so as I read Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita, as the lakhs of devotees experience in the world, that I see is that transformation coming in me with that purity of that Bhagavad Gita. So I can go on and on explaining about Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita and Prabhupada's purports. I'm in love with Prabhupada and Prabhupada's books as such, and it is very difficult to get in this age and world that Bhagavad Gita of that quality. It's very, very difficult. I tried few Bhagavad Gitas, but to read Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita is greatest fortune in for any human being as such. And apart from that, so that itself is a great gift. So Prabhupada has just not left with that his books. He has provided in ISKCON a greatest support system where we can see living examples like Yugal Prabhu, Akshat Prabhu. So we see their life, they're living lives by Bhagavad Gita or in the scriptures mentioned. So when we see such devotees, we get inspiration to follow and better our lives by following the message of Gita and Krishna. That's my simple and humble message. I'm not a great person as such, but the service is given by great devotees. So I'll try my best to serve the devotees by sharing whatever I know. I see all the devotees here are really matured and matured and very knowledgeable. So yeah, with that, a few words.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Prabhu. One thing I can tell you, Prabhu, all these devotees are very sincere, very dedicated. 18 weeks, probably we at their level beginning, we would not even spared 18 weeks, week after week. So you will be getting, all of you will be getting very sincere seekers of Bhagavad Gita. So that I can assure you, Prabhu. So let's thank and wish all the best Hemnathan Prabhu by chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. We also want to hear quick words from Anup Prabhu if he's there on the screen. And by the way, we are also there, so don't worry that Yugal Kishore Das is leaving or something like that. So don't worry, we are always there helping each other, because even if we say that I am practicing for many years, but I still need help. So we need each other's help. That is why Srila Prabhupada, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started this Sankirtana movement. Sankirtana means we do together. Sankirtana, because in Kali Yuga doing alone is very difficult. So we all do together. So we all there always. So don't worry, you can always contact me for any service that you want to do. Definitely, I will be more than happy to serve you. So let's hear Anu Prabhu, who was the background bone of all our things, or Gita course, and he himself is the Gita course participants 2016, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, 2016, Prabhu.
And he now has been also guiding a set of devotees from last year, almost like last year's Gita course. We were the part of this year Gita course. So similarly, we had a previous Gita course, and that was actually started as a Bhakti Ruksha group. And Prabhu is actually taking that as a Bhakti Ruksha group. So let's hear from Anu Prabhu a few words, his experience on Gita course and Bhagavad Gita, and how it's actually helped him transformation.
So my journey as a practicing devotee has a lot of contribution from my own wife. So it all started from Janmashtami, wherein as a normal person in Bangalore, we also visited our IBC Janmashtami celebration in VSR Convention Hall. So we entered there and we met the youth devotees, and I was quite surprised that people of my age with shaved heads on their head, and they were asking various very intellectual questions. So I was surprised, like at this age, why would anyone do something like this? So at that point of time, they handed me Prabhupada's book. So as all of us know that Prabhupada's book is like a time bomb. So it explodes on a particular time. So we got the Prabhupada book to our house. And as usual, the devotees started following up from that time onwards. That Prabhu, you had taken a book. Have you read the book? If not, Prabhu, Gita course session is about to start. So my good wife, she took me to Gita course session, and as like any other devotee, I was very reluctant. I was like, at this age, this is not the right age for me to come to Gita course. I'll do it probably at the age of 60 or something. I'll not be doing it at this age. So, but she was like, Nini, we will go there and let's hear out what they are telling at least. So it all started from there that day. So we entered, and His Grace Harikshetra Prabhu was taking the Gita course that time. And I heard the session, and after that we were about to leave. Then somebody announced that we'll be having prasadam also. And I was like, this is good now. So apart from listening something good, I will get something good to eat also. So now that was the biggest motivation probably at that point of time. And as all of us know, prasadam has the highest potency. So from that time, purification started. So that I'll also like to mention something very interesting, because that was the first day when I sat on floor and eat with my hands.
Oh,
So
Krishna.
so that was also something really unique. So, but from that time onwards, Prasadam did the job, and as usually, Prabhupada books. So from there, we started reading Prabhupada books, and we went ahead, and then we came to Bhakti Vriksha, and I was there in Nishant Prabhu's Bhakti Vriksha, and because of some challenges, few days Nishant Prabhu was not available, and His Grace Yugal Kishore Prabhu very mercifully entered the Bhakti Vriksha scene. And it was Yugal Kishore Prabhu's Bhakti Vriksha sessions, wherein Prabhu had mentioned the Bhagavad Gita Shloka 3.13, that whoever eats anything which is not offered to God eats verily sin.
Sin.
And from that day onwards, everything changed. That my wife stopped cooking food with onion and garlic, and without offering it to Lord, we were not eating. So, as already told, it whatever is my journey is a lot of contribution is through my wife. So, and so that's how even Yugal Kishore Prabhu, Sudhir Gopal Prabhu, Bandhu Madhav Prabhu, they have been guiding many Grihastha families also. So that's what the message I wanted to put across, that it is not that Krishna consciousness is for only brahmacharis or only sannyasis. Krishna consciousness is equally important for all of us who are there as grihasthas. First of all, it makes us good human beings. Then we become better devotees, and subsequently we try to please the Lord. So this has been my small realization, Prabhu, and I humbly thank all the participants who have bared with us all my wrong messages or right messages, whatever used to happen. I used to commit many mistakes, and I would have missed a few names. I would have done some wrongs while typing messages and replying. Sometimes I delayed in replying because I used to have my own Bhakti Vriksha. So I ask for forgiveness from all the participants for all the mistakes that I have done. And I thank His Grace Yugal Kishore Prabhu for giving me this opportunity of coordinating for this Gita course, which helped me in my purification and kept me engaged in the service of Srila Prabhupada and Guru Parampara. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
So thank you so much. It's so nice that Prabhu was fortunate that he had a prasadam, but our devotees here online are missing the prasadam. But nevertheless, prasadam will be always there. So such a wonderful journey that began with the 2016 Janmashtami Gita course, and today he himself is leading a Bhakti Vriksha, and he was the coordinator for all our communications and discussions. So let's thank from bottom of our heart Anup Prabhu by chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and also Aishwarya Mataji, if she's on there, so to her as well, because she's along with Prabhu always there. So let's thank both Prabhu and Mataji's. Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I also would like to take opportunity to thank the participants here, and also all our volunteers who are not here, but they have been calling, communicating for last 4+ months. So without their all endeavors and selfless services, today this group, whatever the sessions that we could do would not have been possible. So let's chant for all of you, the present devotees here, and the devotees who are on the background, for their purifications and for their journey on this one step to closer to Krishna. Let's chant and thank from bottom of our heart by chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Also, as Anu Prabhu said that personally, I also would like to take this opportunity to beg the forgiveness from all of you, because I know that as human beings, I am also limited, and I would have ignored or did some mistakes knowingly, unknowingly. And one knowingly is one example where Bishwarup Prabhu is told at the beginning of that he was not able to hear. So please, I beg forgiveness from my bottom of heart, and please forgive me for any mistakes knowingly and unknowingly. So I hope all of you will forgive for the mistakes that we knowingly or unknowingly committed. So with that, we will, I think, end here. If anybody has any concluding comment, the groups that we have made here, if anybody want, if you are within the vicinity of our Gita Bhakti Center and want to come to the group number 1, please let us know. In case our classification or categorization or dividation into 2 groups would have been wrong, please let us know. We can move to the group number 1, which is near ACS layout or Bhakti Center, Bangalore, and the other group will be online. So please let us know. Please write down the name of our Mrutyunjay Prabhu and Hemnathan Prabhu for further communications. From the next week onwards, the respective, they will have 2 groups. One group will be started by Mrutyunjay Prabhu, other group will be started by Hemnathan Prabhu, and Prabhu has details of all of you. He will form a WhatsApp group and will communicate that. For the time being, we'll start with Sunday 6 to 8 only, and then the respective leader will come talk to you, take your consideration, and based on if it has any challenges, probably you can move after discussion with Mrutyunjay Prabhu and Hemnathan Prabhu respective group, and then we can go ahead with that. So with that, we will end here. Any concluding questions, comment, any criticization for us? Very happy because we have been doing this Gita course, and it will be feedback for all of us how to improve, how to serve the devotees in a bigger way, better way. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Shobha Mataji. Hare Krishna. Any devotees, any comments, question? Otherwise, we will end today. We are almost 7:52, but now you don't have to hear from me. You will have very wonderful devotees, Mrutyunjay Prabhu and Hemnathan Prabhu, and they will be doing wonderful services. I am very sure, confident that they will be doing much better than what I could do for all of you. But if you want, if you all are pleased, if you are pleased with all the services that we as a group has done, I can request only one thing from all of you, that please take a habit, make a part of your life this chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is the only one request that on behalf of all our devotees that I can make, that please, if you are not chanting regularly, so please make sure that you start chanting at least one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We'll be more than happy. We will think that our this all 18 weeks of endeavor is actually very successful. So one question that who are not able to pledge, they will be left out. No, don't worry that you can join our Madhu Prabhu is asking those who are not taken the pledge. So based on the list on the screen, so our volunteer devotees are the lead now. Mrutyunjay Prabhu and Hemnathan Prabhu will call all of you, have discussion, one of you, invite all of you, all these 39 devotees. So don't worry, you will never be left alone. And anytime if you have any questions or something, please let us know, and please don't miss chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Anup here, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, maybe a small announcement saying that all those who will be filling the questionnaire for Shraddhavan will be circulated, and who have taken oath today. Both they will be circulate. Their certificates will be sent to them accordingly, maybe during course of time.
So what Anu Prabhu said that we will from the Bhakti Center give you a token of things as in terms of the certificate. The certificate is just for a reminder for you that yes, few weeks ago something that was not possible, but today it is possible, and this is a commitment for me for the Bhakti Center, for the Gandharvika Giridhari Narasimhadev Bhagwan and all the devotees who are there. So as a commitment to them that I would like to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra every single day. So with that, I think we will conclude here. I personally enjoyed the session for 18 weeks, and every Sunday 6 to 8, no matter what happens, we could come together here, all of you, from the very first day. We are 430 devotees, something like that, and we are almost 10% of that 50 devotees who are becoming committed in their spiritual progress. We are very happy. We can call that, if you all take this Krishna consciousness seriously, we can say that our all endeavors actually got the fruits out of that. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.